All right. Hello, Mr. Ippolito students. This is Mr. Ippolito. Sorry for that last link. I was trying to use a brand new encoder for YouTube, and it wasn't quite working. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start the we're going to start this one. I am going to send I want to send a quick message to the people who are on the other one because I want to make sure that they get it. And so pardon me while I send this out in the chat on the other one, because I sent oh, there we go. Okay, so I see myself. Hey, all right, so I'm going to send this really quickly. And, oh, okay, I think we got people now. All right, so because I see Zaid, and I see Caitlin, I see Bubbles, Ava, Rohith, and Zaid. Hello. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Hello and welcome. Okay, so really quickly, just going to go over some reminders, last minute things. I did have an opportunity to speak with Ms. Groller, and so anyway, we're going to go ahead and get going. All right, so medieval times. First of all, just as one more reminder, we're going to be headed out to the bus loop, and you'll get an all call. So listen for the all call sometime between 7:45 and 8 o'clock. What we do know is that they're gonna call Zambezi first because Miss Bretthauer from Team Zambezi, she will be on the all call. She's gonna page Zambezi first. They're on buses 1, 2, 3, and 4. Rubicon, we are in 4, 5, 6, and 7, or 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, 4, 5, and 6. They have a slightly bigger team than we do. So they're going to fill buses 1, 2, 3, and half of 4. And then we're going to fill the rest of 4, 5, and 6. And those will be the Rubicon buses. So that's what you'll be waiting for. So if you see a bunch of people going, and if you haven't heard Rubicon called yet, then don't worry, just wait. We'll go after Zambezi. Please, as I mentioned in class earlier today, please use the restroom before you get on the bus. The bus will not stop for the restroom. So you go before we go. Reminder that all school rules apply during the trip. That would include dress code. Do not play any electronic device out loud during the field trip. So if you have headphones or earbuds, that's perfectly fine. On the bus only, you should not be using earbuds or headphones during our medieval times experience. You should actually be present. And so you will not be allowed to have headphones or earbuds on at any time during the medieval times experience. Number one, you and the team and your family, like, we're paying good money for you to have this experience. So we're not paying you just to listen to music. So once we get there, earbuds and headphones off and away. That's also for your safety as well in the event of an emergency, or simply if we're just trying to direct you. It's really hard to do that if you have headphones or earbuds in. Okay, when we get to medieval times, when we arrive, Zambezi is going to sit with Zambezi and Rubicon is going to sit with Rubicon. If you want to sit next to Rubicon friends, listen to this very important tip. When we get there, everybody gets off the buses. There's a waiting area. When we get to that waiting area, Zambezi, one of the two teams is going to be, asked to go to the front of the line, and the other will be, everybody's going to get in. It's not a big deal. It's just kind of where we sort everybody. So you're going to stay with your team. You line up and stand next to the people that you want to sit with at lunch. Do not expect you're going to get in there and then find all your friends. You need to line up with your friends before you actually enter, because what happens is they hand you a ticket. That ticket has a number on it. That's the number of the table that you're sitting at. So you want to stand in line with friends because those are the people that you'll be sitting with. Do not expect, it's not just like random, and there's no trading, there's no switching. Once you have your table, that is your assigned table. Okay, we talked about headphones, we talked about school rules, we talked about dress code, we talked about standing in line. Pardon my dog barking. I don't know what she needs. She's probably sees something out in the backyard. I'll go get to her in just a moment. You may go to the gift shop. You may do shopping before the show, but not after. Once the show is over, we're going to be like, if you need to use the restroom is in the hallway as you go out to the buses. So it's going to be a quick, you can make a quick restroom stop, but we're getting on those buses. There'll be no shopping, no souvenirs, no slushies, nothing after the show. Everything, all those purchases need to happen before the show. And they will sometimes, throughout the theater, they will sell some souvenirs within the theater area as well. But if you're planning to bring money for souvenirs, you either purchase it before or during, but not after. You may only purchase slushies before the show. We talked about this in class because you can't the bus driver and the teachers are not going to allow you to have a slushie on the bus. So you got to buy your slushie before or during the show. You need to have it completely finished by the time the show is done. Please use the restroom before the show starts. So if you didn't feel like you had to go before the show, but you feel like you might need to go, it's kind of like, I tell my own child, before we get back on the bus to go back home, at least try. Like if you think maybe you got to go to the restroom, try, because who knows what kind of traffic we encounter. We're hoping that it'll be lighter than on the drive down, but it's still going to be at least an hour on the bus, at least an hour. So just be prepared for that. If you do need to use the restroom during the show, you have to ask for a teacher permission, and you have to take a buddy with you. Always the buddy system when we're at medieval times. If you ordered a vegetarian meal, we have a few of those on our team, few of those on Team Zambezi. Do not open the chicken dinner that comes to you. Do not touch the food that comes to you. If they try to put a chicken dinner down, just go ahead and tell the server that you ordered a veggie meal, and she'll take it away and bring you a new meal. Okay, I see some questions coming through, so I'm going to get to your questions. I see, like, Ethan, you're asking questions. I'm going to get to those questions when we're all done. Let me get through my list of things first. You may use your phone during the performance only to take photos occasionally. You could also shoot video if you want to shoot some video clips as well. You may not be on your phone, texting, talking, playing games, social media during the performance. Number one, because again, for the same reasons we talked about before, it's a waste of our resources, our time, your parents' money, the school's money, the team money. Like, you need to be immersed in the experience. Also, it can be distracting to people who are trying to enjoy the performance. We're trying to teach you, part of what we do on field trips is we try to teach you, like, how to behave in a civil way out in the real world. So in the real world, if you're at a show, you're at a performance, for example, a live theater performance, you would never shoot photo or video. A live concert, you might sometimes, but you shouldn't be on on Snapchat or on TikTok or anything. That's distracting. Again, it's one thing to be taking pictures. That's appropriate. Shooting some video, that's perfectly appropriate. You're part of the immersive experience. But if you're doing something else, it's a distraction. No, that's not cool. After the show, you can go directly, as I said before, directly to the bathroom and then the bus. No shopping. And then hopefully your bus chaperone, a teacher, will remind you by about the time we get to the Lyons Avenue off-ramp. If you're familiar with Interstate 5, as we're coming back north, headed back home, you hit Lyons Avenue. That's also known as Hamburger Hill. On the way back up, there's the McDonald's, there's the In-N-Out right there, right off the freeway. Once you hit that, that's when you should call or text your family to let them know that you're about 15 minutes away, so that your parent, guardian, family member is there to pick you up as soon as you get back. Okay, I've gotten some stuff coming through on the chat here, so I'm going to address this. First of all, hey, what's up, Jahoon? That's one of my 8th graders. You forgot to write your name on the retake. Oh, that's so funny. All right, yeah, well, yeah, come see me Thursday. Rohith, how's my day? It's going great, even better because I get to talk to you guys right now. Hey, Mr. Ippolito, this is Ethan. Some of my Zambezi friends want to sit next to me. Is that allowed? Unfortunately, no, Ethan, and it's just purely a supervision thing. Ethan, you are a very well-behaved young man, and most of our students are very well-behaved. Most Zambezi students are very well-behaved. However, Ethan, you know some of those kids that need a little extra supervision. You know who I'm talking about, right? So it is for those students that we make the rule that all of the Rubicon students need to sit with Rubicon teachers so we can have eyes on them. All the Zambezi students sit with Zambezi teachers so they can have eyes on them because they know them and we know our students, right? So we make the rule. We have to enforce the rule fairly for everybody, even though, you know, we know it's not meant for everybody, but we have to apply the rule fairly for everybody. So Rubicon students have to sit with Rubicon in the Rubicon section. Zambezi students have to sit with Zambezi. Okay. How many adults will be on each bus? Enough, Zaid, enough. Rohit says, are they going to sell snacks or popcorn? Rohit, I'm not sure. You get a full meal. So I don't recall ever there being like snacks or popcorn. You are going to be fed throughout much of the experience. There will be plentiful food and drink. And Rohit, let me tell you, if you're still hungry, sit next to people who don't eat much, because then you can be like, hey, are you going to finish the rest of your potato? If not, I'll have it. The potatoes, by the way, I got to tell you, are delicious. The chicken is delicious. So like you will, I don't think you will leave hungry. But if you think you might be hungry, then just if you drink extra liquids, just ask for refills. That'll help fill your stomach up. Or just sit next to people who aren't going to eat much of their lunch. Zaid, is there soda? There usually is. It's been a while since I've been to like a daytime school-oriented performance. I usually go to the nighttime performances. But last time, like I mentioned, there was a choice of like water, iced tea, Pepsi, whatever Pepsi's version of Sprite is. I think it's Sierra Mist and root beer, I think. So don't quote me on that. It's like I'm making a promise, but I am fairly certain based on my experience, they do offer soda. Ethan, just to clarify, there are no nuts or anything like in that meal, right? I don't believe, no, it's a pretty simple but very flavorful menu. It is chicken. It's a potato, like a baked potato, but a well-seasoned baked potato. It's delicious. You're going to eat it all with your hands. And then there's usually some form of dessert, and I forget what that dessert is going to be. The chicken is not going to have any nut products in it. The potato is not. You can ask about the baked item, the dessert, to see if that has any nuts in it. That would be a good question to ask. I'm guessing with the number of school groups and students that come through, I'm guessing they're going to make sure that this menu is nut-free because they don't want to take any chances. But ask your server just to be on the safe side. Eric, sup? Can we bring our own food? That is an unusual question. And honestly, I don't know the answer to that. I guess if you're bring your own food and you just eat it yourself and you're not sharing it with others, then I guess that's okay. But again, there will be a meal served. But yeah, I guess you can eat your own food, I guess. Caitlin says, can we scream? Oh, I think you should. But there's also a time to like listen too, because they're going to be talking and explaining what's going on during part of the time. So if you scream in the middle of the explanations, not a good time. If you scream, yell, make a lot of noise when your knight has done something amazing during the battle, it's going to be really cool. You're going to enjoy it. So yes, there are appropriate times to scream. When the host is talking or explaining, or the king is welcoming everybody, maybe don't scream. What's the price for the wooden sword? That I'm not sure, but I don't know. I'm doing a Google search for medieval times souvenirs. Oh, weaponry. Nice. So yeah, obviously you're not going to want to. Oh, that's not what I was looking for. I'm guessing it's probably around $20 or so. It's overpriced. The souvenirs are overpriced. So get them, whatever. Yeah, I think it's like I said. I think they're overpriced. So if you're planning on getting like a wooden sword, bring like $20-25 because I'm not sure exactly how much they are. Okay, so sorry, Eric, I can't be of more help to you. Will we have break times to go on our phones or use the bathroom? Oh my goodness. Okay, so you can use your phone on the bus. We'll have an hour and a half to 2 hours driving down, and at least an hour coming back. And then the performance is like 2 hours, approximately 2.5 hours. If you cannot bear to be without your phone or on your phone for 2 to 2.5 hours, then maybe you should stay at school. So there you go. Will you have break times to use the bathroom? Yes. You'll have the opportunity to go to the bathroom before, and you'll have the opportunity to go to the bathroom after. If you need to go during, then you just have to use the buddy system. How long do you think the bus ride is? I just mentioned that. Is most of it just jousting, or is it like a play? It's a little bit of everything. There's a little bit of talking. There's a little bit of explaining. There's jousting. There's sword fighting. There's hitting people. It's really cool. You'll enjoy it. But it's meant to be partly educational too. So be prepared for, it's like in my classroom. We play a little, learn a little, play a little, learn a little. They're going to play a little, and then you're going to learn a little, and then play a little and learn a little. You'll have a great time. Matthew, Mrs. Groller said $8, and Mr. Ippolito said $5. Oh, is that for a slushie? I don't know. What is that, Ethan? What is that for? Or Zaid? What's the $8? Oh, slushies. Oh, slushies. Yeah, like I said, they're overpriced. I thought that they were $5. If the slushies are $8, I believe it because again, it's overpriced souvenir novelty items. So, yeah. Okay. If that's it, then if there are no more questions, then that's really it. It's just a quick 15, 20 minutes just to answer last minute questions and kind of make sure that you were all on the same page for medieval times. So looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Again, make sure you get to school on time. Get to school on time. If you want to hang out in my classroom before school, you're welcome to. I will have 8th graders. Well, besides, you need to go to your first period class anyway. So you're welcome to come and hang out in my classroom before school. But once the bell rings, go to your first period class and just wait for the announcement. Yes, Caitlin, go to your period 1 class. We're all going to period 1. Yes. How many seats are on the bus? Approximately 50. Zaid says thanks and bye. Yes, you're welcome and goodbye. Brandon, you're welcome. Eric, yes, you go to period 1. Wait, what if you have PE? Like I mentioned today in class, if you have PE, go to PE. Ask your teacher, because we're going to be dismissing you sometime between 7:45 and 8 o'clock. Ask your teacher, hey, I'm going on the field trip today. Do I need to dress for PE? I'm sure the answer is going to be no, because you're going to dress and then like 5 minutes later, you're going to need to get dressed again and get back on the bus. So just talk to your teacher or talk to, if your teacher is not in your locker room, then talk to one of the teachers in your locker room and just say, hey, I'm on Team Rubicon. I'm supposed to be going to medieval times today. What's the best thing for us to do while we're waiting to be called? And then find out what the answer is. How was my day, Mr. Ippolito? I answered that earlier. My day is going great. Do we bring our bags to school? As I mentioned in class earlier today, I recommend that you do not bring a backpack. You will not need your backpack. Some people have asked, can I bring a bag just to have some items in it? And yes, you may, but you're going to have to carry that around with you. And students, the more stuff you bring, the more stuff that has the potential to get lost, right? You bring a phone, you bring a video game system for the bus, you bring, an iPad, you bring all this stuff. It's more likely to get lost or stolen or left somewhere. And so you bring it at your own risk. If you just bring your phone and some money and keep both of those things in your pocket, I think you're going to have a great day. Make sure your phone is charged ahead of time so you don't have to bring a portable charger. I think you're going to have a great time. Just keep it simple and layer clothing. It's supposed to be in the mid-60s tomorrow, so you might be warm, especially on the bus. It might be a little chilly in the morning, so just bring like a light sweatshirt or a light jacket something you can tie around your waist. Layer. That's called layering. So layer so that if you get warm, you can take that layer off, and if you get cold, you can put that layer back on. Eric, thanks, Mr. Ippolito. Bye, Eric. You're welcome, Rohith. Ethan, good night, and Rohith, and yes. Okay, so I think we're now done. Folks, have a great evening. Get some rest tonight, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for medieval times. And Eric says, how long is it's approximately 2 hours. And we'll be home, like the permission slip said, sometime in the 2:30, whatever the permission slip said. It just depends on traffic. Expect to be home between 2 and 3, I think is what the permission slip said. Okay, good night. Have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.